Some creatures are so cryptic, so rarely seen, that the very thought of finding them seems almost mythical, legendary. And so it has been for me with the Arizona milk snake. Let me share my journey with you that began 40 years ago when I was a boy living in southern Arizona. I first learned about milk snakes roughly 40 years ago in my first reptile and amphibian field guide. This golden guide was given to me by my parents when they noticed my fascination with lizards. The book was very basic, but was perfect to further spark my interest. This information about milk snakes was mixed with king snakes and not very helpful, but I did learn about the existence of milk snakes for the first time. Probably a decade later, while in my first year of college, I found this absolute gem of a book in the college library, The Snakes of Arizona. This book was fascinating to me because it didn't have a generic range map, but actual points where reptiles had been found. Milk snakes definitely occurred in Arizona, but finding one was very rare, almost unheard of. There are only 2 points on this map, and one of the points was later found to be an inaccurate record. Milk snakes were so rare in Arizona that the author even had to use the picture of a milk snake from a nearby state. Would I ever be able to find one? As time went by, I acquired more field guides and learned more about milk snakes. Here's one of my Peterson's field guides. This map shows even more localities where milk snakes had been discovered in Arizona. The Reptiles and Amphibians of Arizona provides even greater detail. You can see from this map that milk snakes in Arizona have been identified from at least 3 main regions. The largest region is from an area north of Flagstaff and on eastward, passing through Winslow and Holbrook and on into New Mexico. A smaller region begins north of Prescott and on to the north and west. A third known population can be found in a small portion in the extreme southeastern corner of Cochise County, Arizona. This book also contains 2 beautiful images of actual milk snakes from Arizona. The updated and most recent version of this book shows an additional spot on the map in between the Prescott and Flagstaff populations. The most recent book that I have studied about milk snakes in Arizona is from The Snakes of Arizona by Holy Cross and Mitchell. This enormous volume has a very detailed map of known milk snake localities in Arizona. The known locations are certainly few and far between, making the hunt for an Arizona milk snake so challenging. In Arizona, milk snakes are found in grasslands or semi-desert grasslands, in mid-elevation plains or small hills. Here are what some of these areas look like where they can be found or are likely to occur. As you can see, these areas are generally sparsely populated and very remote. I first began to search for milk snakes in around 2007. I usually spent time in other parts of the state and was only occasionally able to make trips to milk snake country. Here's some of the reptiles and amphibians that I was able to see on these rare trips. Glossy snakes are commonly found in several parts of milksnake country. These pretty little snakes are generally nocturnal and are often confused with Sonoran gopher snakes. Another snake that's commonly found in many parts of milksnake country are prairie rattlesnakes or Hopi rattlesnakes. They come in a variety of colors and slight pattern variations. Short-horned lizards are a fairly common find during daylight hours. In some parts of milksnake range, Mojave rattlesnakes like these can be found. Wandering or terrestrial garter snakes can often be found within milksnake range. Following our trip in 2021, we plan to once again visit milksnake country and make our most serious effort yet at finding milk snakes in the summer of 2022. This time, we were armed with accumulation of information that we'd gathered on a series of trips from 2019 through 2021. All right, so we are on our way to milksnake country. We had a few very select spots in mind, as well as plans to hunt the area at a very specific time of year that we felt would maximize our chances of finding one of the least commonly found snakes in Arizona. Let's take a look at some of what we found on this trip. Right, you got a nice Sonoran gopher snake here. See him moving his head back and forth there and sniffing as he goes. Anyone want to pick it up? Or you want me to pick it up?
You gonna bite?
Sometimes they do.
Go ahead.
You want me? Okay, so this guy's gonna hiss up. Might turn around and bite me. It's not hissing.
Sometimes they flatten their head and
Turn around, it might decide to bite me. Could bite you.
watch out, they bite.
Just kind of try to hold them carefully and just let them go.
Support his
I'm
bottle.
not. So just kind of put two hands. Make sure you got two hands. Put one down here. Put one down here. Support it. Make sure you have both hands. And just kind of let it crawl, and then you move one hand down here and one hand down here. Just let it crawl.
Bro, what?
Take it. Okay, we're gonna try something here. We just stopped randomly to flip this rock.
If you're over there.
We don't know if there's anything under it. Never been flipped by us before. I don't even know if I have enough muscles to flip it. So it looks like Jason's gonna flip it, huh? This is not staged. I promise you it's not staged. It's never been flipped.
I want to go on record. I've never flipped a snake. So.
Okay, let's see what we got here.
You ready?
And we got no reptiles. But we tried. Just like these worker ants, herping requires constant hard work. Sometimes you have to take chances. You have to keep trying and keep working. Jason put it this way.
Herpers don't eat. Herpers don't sleep. Herpers don't eat. There's no rest.
Okay, looks like we've come across a horned lizard. Let's take a look here. Okay, there we go. Got ourselves a greater shorthorn lizard. Pick it up. It's awesome. flatten himself out like that. Pretty cool. These beautiful horses decided to come say hello. I expect that they were hoping to be fed. You have to be careful when herping in Arizona during the monsoons. Between the rain and the map, you will find yourself driving this way, and then that way, and then this way again. Sometimes it's hard to decide if you want to drive towards the rain or run away from it. Right now we're just kind of getting started. We still got maybe another hour or so before we really start herping. So we're going to place our guesses now for the first snake that we're going to find, and then we're also placing our guesses for the first non-snake herp that we're going to find. So, Jason, what's your guess?
I'm going big. Milk snake.
Milk snake's the first snake.
Milk snake.
All right. What's your first non-snake herp?
I'm going to go very common. Red spotted toad.
Okay. All right. Those are good guesses. Levi, you got any guesses? What do you think for the first snake?
Night snake.
Night snake?
Yeah.
That's a great guess. What about for the first non-snake herp?
Side blotch snake. Lizard.
Side blotch lizard? Okay. Not bad. Not bad at all. What about you, Armin?
Black neck garter.
Black neck garter for the first snake?
Yeah, Mexican spadefoot.
Mexican spadefoot. Okay. Now let's see. Me, I think I'm going to guess for the first snake. I'm thinking it's going to be a gopher snake. And then for the first non-snake herp, I'm going to go with a Great Plains toad. There's always a feeling of great anticipation as the sun is setting on a herping trip while you're waiting to find the first snake of the night. At any moment, we could find our first Arizona milk snake. All right, so here we are. Unfortunately, we found exactly what we're looking for, but in the worst state that you can. We found our very first Arizona milk snake, and it's a roadkill. Let's take a look at it. Look at that. It's a beautiful snake, but wow, we've come up here for, and actually, unfortunately, the muscles are still twitching right here. So I think they're out right now, and we've been looking for these for years, and our first one is a roadkill that we just found right now. All right, so we're on to our next snake. It's another roadkill, unfortunately.
What time is it?
What time is it?
Oh no, here we are. Can't believe it. Another roadkill milk snake. First night that we ever found one, and now we've got two roadkill Arizona milk snakes. Ah, frustrating, but at least they're out.
Eyes are open.
Here it is. It's a Mojave rattlesnake. So I guess that's a good sign. On to the next herp. 8-foot toad. Just hopping across the road. All right, so found this unexpectedly found this horned lizard. I think it's a greater shorthorn lizard. Right here at the road. I don't know, what is it, like 11 o'clock at night? It's like 65 degrees. Totally unexpected. Okay, here's a surprise short-horned lizard that we just found in the road. It's like I said, it's like 11 o'clock at night, 65 degrees. So this is not exactly an expected find in the middle of the night like this. Totally cool. We didn't end up finding anything else that night and are now on to our final day. We have one last night to find a milk snake. Can we do it?
All right. Good morning. So we camped for the night. Luckily it didn't rain on us. Only downside is what usually happens to us. We stay out until 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, get some sleep, and of course it's not long enough. But we're thinking maybe we're going to stay here again when we're hunting tonight. We're going to go explore a few places that look interesting on the map. Still have some adrenaline on finding the 2 roadkill milk snakes, but really disappointed that I didn't come across any live ones. But at the same time excited that we've seen some. So at least we know things are moving. So we're gonna get out and explore and work it and make it happen tonight.
Here are the 2 road-killed Arizona milk snakes that we found the night before. This haunting photo will be etched in my mind for a long time. Often when herping, we find ourselves involved in deep discussions. This time it was about lifers. Herpers often refer to the first time that they find a specific species as a lifer. But what really counts as a lifer?
All right, so yeah, I mean, we've been herping for a long time now.
In our career, we've been herping since we were 18, 30 plus years we've been herping. I think it's hard to find, it's going to be hard for us to find a double lifer on this trip, on an 80 trip.
So do you count the milk snakes that we found last night as lifers, even though they're dead? Seriously, you think that 2 dead milk snakes counts as a lifer?
Yeah.
Really?
Milk snakes?
I mean, come on. Just in the word lifer, you have the word life. Doesn't that mean that they have to be living?
Yeah, but living also means death. It's an opposite thing. It counts.
We're going to go ahead and do a recap of our guesses last night as far as which herps we were going to find. So last night we did find, I guess Jason. So you guessed this, the first herp you guessed, or the first snake you guessed it was a milk snake. So we did find 2 milk snakes. So
victory is mine.
Victory is yours. So Armin guessed a black-necked garter snake, and we did not find any black-necked garter snakes. So yeah, Levi, you guessed a night snake, but we did not find any night snakes. I guessed a gopher snake. We did find some gopher snakes, but it was not the first snake that we found. That's right. So we also guessed for our non-snake herps. I guessed a Great Plains toad, and we did not find a Great Plains toad. Armin guessed a Mexican spadefoot toad, and we did see a few, and that was actually the first non-herp that we found.
Non-snake herp.
That's right, non-snake herp. That was the first non-snake herp that we found. Jason, he guessed for the non-snake herp, he guessed a red-spotted toad, and we did not find a red-spotted toad that we know of.
So he was wrong on the common easy guess and correct on the...
A W is a W. I'll take a W. We can go up to that other road that we just got the pin for, drop off 2 other guys, and they can walk that road. And when they're done, they can call us and say, come and get me. We walked it for an hour or 4 hours or whatever it is, and we can go from there. And that'll double our efforts on 2 good.
Well, it looks like snakes are on the move. Here's a roadkill Mojave rattlesnake. And now a roadkill Sonoran gopher snake.
Okay, I'm hiking along. This is our last night. We only have a few hours left, and our time is up. We're doing what we can, working hard. I'm hiking along. We got a car driving, and we are looking for milks. Earlier, we found a gopher snake. We found a roadkill gopher snake, roadkill Mojave rattlesnake. So things are moving, and we're covering ground. We're making it happen. Looks like I found a Great Plains toad. It's the first one of these this trip. Look at that guy. Pretty little toads. I love those. Found our first live snake. Yeah. First live snake here. It's a Mojave rattlesnake. Just on the edge of the road, just barely crawled onto the road from the grass over here. Beautiful snake. Shadow.
Once again, a dead-on-road Arizona milk snake. I can't believe it. This is our third dead milk snake. This is getting old.
So I can't believe it though. Here we are on this trip. We're working our hardest to find milks. We found 3, all of them roadkills. Cannot believe that. So we're working hard, and hopefully we can pull off a 4th milk and this one live.
Our trip comes to an end, and we did not find a live Arizona milk snake. We did, though, run across another herper who was kind enough to show us an Arizona milk snake that he found. At least we do know that live Arizona milk snakes really do exist. This wraps up my last opportunity of 2022 to find a live Arizona milk snake. The mystery and adventure will continue on at least until the summer of 2023. Thank you for joining me on my adventure. I hope you enjoyed the journey and the search for an Arizona milk snake. If you would like to join me on future adventures, please take a moment to subscribe to my channel and to click on the bell icon so that you are notified of new episodes. You should also consider joining our Facebook page and sharing discussions with me and others about herping in the great state of Arizona.